along well, and he sits right next to me. So it's just a nice rapport to have that. In his debut with New England on Sunday, Gordon played 18 offensive snaps, finished with 2 receptions for 32 yards. Shannon, will Brady be able to resurrect Gordon's career?
I would love to say yes, but I'm very hesitant. Because if you say that, you're saying that Josh Gordon didn't have the proper support system in Cleveland. And I disagree with that. Because after failed drug tests, after failed drug tests, after failed drug tests, after suspension, after suspension, after suspension, they stuck by Josh Gordon. They got him the help that they thought he needed. And he just couldn't beat it. For whatever reason, and maybe, Skip, a change of venue. Now, Tom Brady's locker being next to his is one thing, but that's not where Josh Gordon's problems lies. It lies when he goes home, when he's alone in his most intimate thoughts. Is Tom Brady gonna get a room in his home? Because this is what we know. This is what we know about demons. They travel also. So you can't run from those things. You have to face those. I hope this is Josh Norman's final stop. I hope he's overcome the obstacles and the adversity that's been in his life. But Skip, I can't put no trust in that. What do I base it on? One game, or do I base it on a 5-6 year body of work? The 5-6 year body of work says Josh Gordon has yet to turn the corner. So I'm going to stake it on that. I hope I'm wrong, Skip. I hope I'm wrong. I really do. Because I think he's a good kid. I think that he's made some mistakes and he's trying to get it right. But I don't really know how much Tom Brady is going to help that situation. Maybe it helps them on the field. But that's not where Josh Gordon's problems lies. Josh Gordon's problems has never been about on the field. We know what he's capable of. We know he has Hall of Fame, All-Pro, Pro Bowl potential because we've seen it. But we've also seen the downside. We've also seen the dark side of what Josh Norman must face. Josh Gordon must face for the rest of his life, Skip. So I'm not ready to say, oh, he went to the Patriots locker room and everything's okay. And I know there's like, well, Randy Moss didn't have these demons. Randy Moss had maturity issues. Randy Moss had a problem with authority. Randy Moss didn't have these kind of problems with Denny Green was there because Denny Green was an authoritative figure that he respected. Okay, Mike Tice comes in, he runs him up. He goes to Oakland. He runs him up.
He did.
Now he comes to New England, who's the disciplinarian of disciplinarians, who runs the tightest ship of all tight ships. So Randy could, okay, I'm good. This is what's going to be expected of me. This is what I'm going to do. Okay. But Josh Gordon issues is not about, well, it is about discipline because discipline requires you to do your best when no one's watching. So when he goes home and he's alone and his locker is not next to Tom Brady and Coach Belichick didn't say be here at 9 o'clock, then what? Hope I'm wrong, Skip, but I'm not willing to say that he's turned the corner after 1 week, 2 weeks in New England.
So there's much truth in everything you just said, but I'm going to repeat what I said the day I heard about this trade, or this not trade, it's acquisition. He was free. I suspect
they traded him, Skip. They traded him.
Was it a trade?
They traded him.
Yeah, it was a trade.
It was.
They got a trade. I suspect that Tom Brady has his next Randy Moss, and I'm going to stand by that, even though everything you said is exactly, possibly right. It's scarily possibly right. But in this case, I'm looking at Josh Gordon as for the New England Patriots and especially for Tom Brady as the steal of the century. Because what do you have here? You have a young man who's only 27 years of age. You have a body with no injuries on it. You have psychological demon baggage. You have emotional demon baggage, but you don't have any physical at all. His body is fresh, and his body in Hard Knocks, it looks really good.
Oh, yeah.
Sure.
He looks weight room strong because he's got some big guns, man.
Oh, yeah, he's a big dude.
He's a big dude.
He's probably 225, 230, maybe more.
He looks 230-ish, 6'3", 230. So he's not Randy Moss in speed, especially breakaway, like separation speed. There's nothing like that. But he's bigger and stronger than Randy, and he can still fly for his size. So I've told you, because I know the young man a little bit just from knowing him off camera days at ESPN, he is really bright. He's a quick study, and he's been in so many different offenses with so many coordinators. As Belichick said yesterday, he picked ours up pretty quickly because he's an experienced National Football League receiver. So you've got all that. You got high football IQ. You got a kid who immediately latched on to the whole concept of the offense enough. They trusted him. They threw him in his second. It was his second game in New England. And I was shocked by that because he wasn't in just bits and pieces. He was in early. And on the early third down, guess who? Tom Brady threw it to number 10, Josh Gordon. And 3 times on third down, Tom Brady threw it to Josh Gordon. He threw it to Josh Gordon. Well, that's early trust that you don't see very often from Tom Brady to a new receiver, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so the beauty of this was, and I don't know if it's Tom's idea or Bill's idea, but to put him right next to Tom Brady. And I get you, what happens after dark is a whole nother issue, what happens when you leave the confines of that locker room. But when you're there, when you can see, I'm going to say this again, you scoff at it, but Tom Brady's the greatest leader in sports today. I'm not saying he's the greatest leader of all time because I think your man Ray Lewis is right up at the top of that. Okay. Magic Johnson I can put way up in the pantheon. But Tom Brady is...
LeBron.
I don't know about that.
Go ahead, Skip.
You ruined it. We were going good until you ruined it.
Yeah, it was
LeBron, leader?
Yeah!
The guy who melted down after regulation of Game 1 in Oakland, that's leadership?
Don't do that.
That's the opposite of leadership. I'm offended you even brought that up. But the point is that Tom Brady has greatness all around him, and if you put the young man in the force field where it starts to rub off on a daily basis, he says, oh, so this is how you do it. This is how you prepare for a game. This is, I'm seeing a little psycho Tom here. This guy's, he's legit, but he can get a little crazy on game day. He's ready to rock, man. And all of a sudden he starts saying, this is fun for the first time. This matters. This counts. And Brady's saying to him, this is all that matters to me. This is all I care about in life is winning these games. Because if you win these games, not good things happen, great things start happening in your life.
But Skip,
so is it possible he could hold off, he could keep his demons at bay because he's in a new force field created by Tom Brady, number 1, and Bill Belichick, number 2? It's highly possible.
Yeah, and I think the thing is, Skip, is for me is that, Tom is all about football. And everybody, basically, when you're in New England, is all about football. Those are your only choices.
Yep.
They probably don't have a whole lot of football pool tables or foosball or poppy shops. They probably got all that, PlayStation and all that stuff going on. Coach Belichick said, you come here to work. Now, if you want all that stuff, you go work for Apple or Google. They have those friendly zones where you can do all that stuff and unwind. Right. But here we're here with football. I'm pretty sure in the pregame Sunday locker room, nobody's saying, what you got going tonight? I'll bet you. And in some teams, there's going to be some of that discussion, but not this place. But Skip, for me, it's still, I don't think Josh has ever had a problem that was football related. If we just keep to football, practice,